up? We got Dragan back on the motherfucking road, you know what I'm saying? Shaping the 6 shot, you know what I'm saying?
Dragan Andic. I go by the name the 97 on Instagram, and I'm a photographer and creative director from Toronto, Canada. I was a soccer player, so I played professional soccer in Italy, and I played my whole life since I was young, and eventually when I was 16, 17, I started taking it seriously because usually like in every sport, hockey, basketball, baseball, at a young age is when you start taking it seriously and seeing if you can go far with it. So at 17, I got chosen for an academy in Italy, in Genoa, and I moved to Italy for a bit. I left high school, so that was my life. It was just soccer and come home for when the season ended, so I wasn't really in school. But one summer I came home when I was 18, I think, after the season ended, and I tore my ACL in my left knee, which you can come back from, but unfortunately for me, that wasn't the case because it just wasn't the same anymore, even after the surgery. My friend was taking up photography. He was actually applying for the program that I'm in now at my college, and he showed me photography and like all the ins and outs of it, and then eventually he stopped doing it, but I stuck with it, so that's kind of how I got into it. I was on that tour. It was the North American leg, which was the first leg of the tour, and we got to go all around Canada and the US, and I was the photographer for the opening act, which was Roy Woods. He got added to the tour. He's very good to work with. Like, I recommend like everyone to work with him. He's so humble, he's nice, he's polite, and he's open to ideas, which is what makes everything better. And no matter what time of day it is or how he's feeling that day, he'll always give you his 110%. That's why he's such a good person. So it's always exciting working with him, and it just shows how much he's grown. He deserves it because he's such a good person. So when you put good energy into the world, it'll give back. His team asked me to go on, and obviously I said yes because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and definitely you can tell once you get a big opportunity like that, your whole career changes. It's like a transition. Like there's levels to everything, and you can tell that once I went on that's the next level of photography. And it's not even about just being on it was the biggest tour in North America at the time, and it was my first tour, so it was kind of overwhelming. So I knew I had to perform, and I knew I had to focus and give my 110% because you can't like be lazy, and you can't just go half on it. You have to go full out and dedicate. It's a sacrifice too because I was late on applying for school, because the tour started in August and it was transitioning into September, October, November. So luckily I had the support from my school. They found out, and they knew it was a big opportunity, so they were flexible with the dates, and yeah, it was definitely life-changing. So I get inspiration online a lot. Definitely look at other concert photographers. A big inspiration was Visionelli when he went on The Weeknd and Selena Gomez's tour. His photography, he'll always be my biggest inspiration, especially for his concert shots because they're sharp, they're clear, and they're so they make you feel like you're at the event. And that's what I definitely going into the tour. I wanted people to see what I see. I wanted to capture some iconic moments for all three of the performers, Jake, Migos, Shiroy. I wanted to make the most out of it and get as many good shots as them as possible. So the first show that I went on was Detroit. So it was everything was very fast paced. So I was told maybe 2-3 days beforehand, hey, do you want to go on this tour? And I was like, yes. So I had a very short amount of time to prepare and get mentally prepared, because that's like planning for a vacation in a sense, because you're going away from home. You need to be prepared. Expenses, getting equipment, getting ready. Like, what are you going to do for school? Like, everything's going through my head. But I know you can tell this is something I was passionate about because of how I felt about it. Everything else just, I clicked out of me. Like, I knew this is what I have to focus on. There was no doubts. I knew I'm going into this, and no matter how short of time span I had to get ready, I knew I had to get ready because it was important. So yeah, first show was in Detroit. Emotions were high. Obviously, it was like a movie. Every show was different. So you never get tired of seeing, obviously, Roy, Drake, and Migos perform, because they're some of the top performing artists in Canada and even in the whole world. So yeah, definitely. It felt good. It was life changing. Yeah. As far as I know, there was maybe four main photographers on the tour. So I became relatively close with a few of them. So we would talk, but everyone was in their own zone. So, and luckily there was no competitive atmosphere. Everyone showed love. Everyone showed support. There's not one bad thing I can say about that tour, because every single show was amazing. All the people involved it's like one big family. So you're going to each stadium in each city. Everyone has a job to do, and everyone's going to support each other and make sure that they get what they want. Like I'm going to make sure I get my photos. The performer is going to make sure he does a good job. So everyone was supportive. I learned a lot of life skills. I said this to a lot of people, because living on your own, traveling to a new city every day, it definitely takes a mental toll on you. It's not even about missing home. Wouldn't say I missed home because it wasn't that long of a period, but it's about getting mentally prepared to be on the move so much. So you have to take that into account as well. But I definitely recommend, for anyone who wants to do music photography, definitely touring is something you should look forward to and have an open mind about, because you're going to meet a lot of people. Because think about it, you're going to a new city every day and you're meeting new people in every city, special guests every show. So you have to take that opportunity and make the most of it. I'm always working on stuff. I'm always trying to do timeless work. I work on my own stuff too, because I take a different approach to photography. I want to make this long lasting. I don't want to be a hobby. So I'm always working on photo books. I'm working on merchandise now for myself, because I also have people who support me and look up to me, and I want them to have pieces of my work that are going to last longer than social media. So, which is kind of why I created my photo book, which was cool because it sold out in about 4 months. So it's good to see that you have good support, because I show support to a lot of people, and I always believe that it'll come back to me. So yeah, definitely a lot of personal projects. I'm always working with my close clients on doing new stuff. So I'm just hoping some stuff comes out soon. Yeah. Yeah. So I've had about 2 to 3 art shows in the past 3 years, and it was just putting my pictures on a wall and having people come by and look at it. And that was more for me to get myself known. And recently I've been planning something. It's not set in stone yet, but I'm hoping to have a networking event in Toronto that's more for the people and less about me, but kind of focused on me. So there can be like a main purpose for people to come, but it's going to be designed so people can come and we can talk about entrepreneurship, how you can make it a passion, a profession, how you can monetize yourself, how you can get known, how you network, mixed with an art exhibit, mixed with special guests, and I'm hoping this comes to life this summer. There's a lot of people, especially US based, because eventually you want to expand out of your city, and because there's a whole world out there. You don't just want to stay put. But obviously I love this city, I love the people in it, but I want to work with some notable mentions that I've looked up to. ASAP Rocky. I was a big fan of him in high school. I always wanted to work with him. I met him back in the day at this meet and greet event. He's a cool guy. Travis Scott, he has a great look to him for the photos, and I think his music's obviously amazing. I'm a fan of him. The Weeknd, more work with The Weeknd because he's my favorite artist. So definitely those three guys would be my main guys I want to work with. I'm heavily involved in music, so I like working with music artists because I feel like I connect better with them. Definitely don't listen to other people's negative opinions, because when I started in high school, people gave me negative opinions, but I was raised by my family to just ignore everyone else and believe in yourself, and just when you have a vision, believe in it, because it's there for a reason. So don't people just they're negative because they're scared to see you grow, and they don't want you to overpass them, and they're always going to try and bring you down to their level. And don't ever listen to that, because once you know you're worth more, you can definitely show that and express that. And if you want to do photography, videography, design, it's definitely a good path to take. Don't let anyone tell you not to. People always come to me, they're like, how do you do this full time? And they's like, oh, I Googled photographer and the salary on Google is so bad and it's just a hobby. And I always tell them that, how are you going to listen to Google and something when you're you're a freelancer. It's up to you how much money you're going to make. It's up to you how many connections you're going to make. It's up to you how far you're going to get. Obviously, if you're not doing anything all year, you're not going to make any moves. But if you hustle every single day, you can't fail. If you hustle from the moment you wake up, because you're an entrepreneur, you're your own. If you want to be your own boss, it's a sacrifice. You have to work every single day. So there's no days off. And if you can do that and you can last mentally that way, then you're going to be inevitably successful.